Hey all! Amanda here with your full recap of American Ninja Warrior Season 15, Episode 7, the 8th and final round of qualifiers. This is the last episode for athletes to earn their spot in the semifinals that start next week. The 6 obstacles for round 8 included pole vault, grease lightning, log runner, kite surfer, the cubes, and the warped wall. Again, this season, athletes must hit a buzzer in under 1 minute 20 seconds to earn their shot at scaling the 18.5-foot mega wall. If successful, they'll win $10,000. As for the competition itself, newly married Caleb Bergstrom made his return after missing out on the last 2 seasons. Crediting his new wife and fellow ninja Ashley as his motivation for improvement, Caleb was definitely running for time. He ran the course flawlessly and hit a buzzer with a time of 1:15:37, earning his shot at the mega wall. Caleb was able to scale the 18.5-foot mega wall and win $10,000. A wonderful comeback for Caleb, who sits at first place on the leaderboards. High school student and rookie Alex Romer had his debut run digested, where he was able to hit his first buzzer in a time of 1:16:75. He attempted the mega wall, but came up too short. Alex took second place overall. Ethan BARTNICKI returned for his second season, but had his run digested. Having first competed in the juniors, tonight he just missed out on his chance at the mega wall, hitting a buzzer in a time of 1:20:96. Ethan sits in third spot on the leaderboards. And my favorite ninja, Flip Rodriguez, returned for his 12th season. The OG of speed flew through the course and was able to hit his first qualifying buzzer in 6 years, taking 4th spot with a time of 1:37:57. Electric Enzo Wilson returned for his 3rd season, but had his run digested. Another of the new generation that started in the juniors, Enzo was able to hit a buzzer with a time of 1:38:39. OG Ninja Ryan STRATIS made his long-awaited return, having missed the last 3 seasons due to injury. He looked to be running for time, as he was a little sloppy going down Grease Lightning. Ryan got a little hung up turning the middle cube, but was able to hit a buzzer with a time of 1:53:41. Expectant father Brett Sims also returned for his 12th season, with pregnant wife and fellow ninja Grace watching from home. Though his run was digested, he was able to hit a buzzer with a time of 2:28:25 and took 7th spot on the leaderboard. Bob REESE was also back and had his run digested. I still think he's an idiot for wasting his shot at advancing to Stage 1 last year by attempting to somersault into the jumping spider, but he was able to advance again tonight, somersaulting off the log runner, but failing on the cubes. Bob took 8th place. Isaiah Lee, who is blind in one eye, had his run digested, and I think this may have been his debut run. He got hung up on Grease Lightning, but was able to recover, and made it all the way to the cubes, where his hand just slipped off the first cube. Isaiah took 9th place on the leaderboards. The deaf ninja Kyle Schultz also returned, but had his run digested. Again, he came close to hitting a buzzer, but just missed grabbing the last cube, hitting the water. Kyle took 10th place overall. Matt Callan's had his run digested, where he belly flopped his landing from Grease Lightning, but was able to make it halfway through Kite Surfer, but just missed grabbing the tip of the second kite, sending him to the water. Matt took 11th place. Daniel OSMER had his run digested, where he hit his head on the second kite of Kite Surfer, causing him to fall, landing in 12th spot, sending him to the runoffs. Kevin TIRADO also had his run digested, where he gassed out on the bungee on Kite Surfer, as he was trying to build momentum to transfer to the last kite. This landed him in 13th spot, sending him to the runoffs. The 4 obstacles that made this round's runoffs included home run, flying shelf grab, beehive, and sideways. This was a short runoff match as Daniel took an early lead, but Kevin missed the first shelf on the second obstacle. Daniel completed the flying shelf grab and will advance to the semifinals. As for the women, Janique Levette returned for her 5th season and is just getting better and better each year. She too wants to be the next ninja mom to hit a buzzer, and came close tonight, making it all the way to the cubes, where her hand just slipped off the last cube. Shanique took first place on the women's leaderboard. Caleb's better half, Ashley Bergstrom, returned for her third season, only to have her run digested. She too came close to completing the course, but just missed the last cube, sending her to the water below. Ashley took second place overall. 15-year-old rookie Emma Pereyra made an awesome recovery from Log Runner, as she literally bounced from the last log as she was about to lose her balance. She made it all the way to the kite surfer, but just missed the wide part of the second kite, ending her run. She was able to secure third place, however, and will be heading to the semifinals. 21-year-old Dara DePaulo had her run completely cut from airing, but apparently went out on Grease Lightning and took fourth place, sending her to the runoffs. 24-year-old Esperanza Abrica also had her run cut, where she too apparently went out on Grease Lightning. She took fifth place, sending her to the runoffs. The women were almost mirrored in movement as they made their way through home run and most of the flying shelf grab, but Esperanza took a slight lead to Beehive and fell from the second honeycomb, ending her run. Dara was able to complete the Beehive and secure her spot in the semifinals. Other competitors that ran but did not advance include Herbert STEADMAN, who had a great backstory of giving back to the community, was a little slow across Log Runner and maybe a little too heavy to make the transfer from the bungee to the last kite on Kite Surfer, ending his season. 38-year-old rookie Rick SHINN barely caught the landing from Grease Lightning and tripped on the fourth log on Log Runner and rolled off the last one. Ken Georgiano had his run digested, where he too barely caught the landing from Grease Lightning. Ken also got tripped up on Log Runner, and though he fought for over 3 minutes to recover, he could not and fell to the water. Miles Avery had his run digested, where the abrupt stop of Grease Lightning caused him to do a 180 into the water. Michael Pericoloso also had his run digested, where he missed the landing from Grease Lightning. Electric Enzo's younger sister, Valentina Wilson, made her debut but had her run digested. She had a close call on pole vault, but survived, only to lose her grip on the second drop of Grease Lightning. Andy Jacobs also had her run digested, where she banged her head on the track of Grease Lightning before the first drop, causing her to fall. Very unfortunate, but like I always say, in this show, anything can and will happen. It looks like 4 other men and 1 other woman competed, but had their runs completely cut from airing. So that's it. That's the end of the qualifying rounds. So if you did not hear your favorite ninja's name, it looks like you may have to wait until next season, which has apparently already been taped. I wonder if it's because next year is an Olympic year. I'm not sure what happened to the military episode I heard about, but maybe it'll be aired as a special after the season concludes. I hope your favorites did make it. I know mine did. Next week we start the semifinals, where all runs will be head-to-head, where the top-seeded athlete will run against the lowest-ranked finalist. I'm not sure if they're pairing athletes from across the entire season, or if they'll be pairing the finalists from round 1 and 2 first, followed by the finalists from the 3rd and 4th rounds. If that makes sense. We should have a better idea after the first episode airs. Each semifinal round will now consist of 6 obstacles instead of the usual 8, and it looks like whoever hits the buzzer first, or goes the furthest the fastest, will advance. It also looks like we'll have 4 rounds of semifinal competition, with 24 men and 4 women running each round. I'm not sure I like this new setup, as one slight trip-up could cost an elite ninja their shot at the finals, where a less experienced ninja could get an easy pass to Vegas. I guess they think this will make it more interesting, but it just makes me nervous. Either way, I'm hooked, and if you are too, then make sure not to miss a second of the action by watching American Ninja Warrior Season 15 every Monday night this summer, only on NBC. Then make sure to come back here shortly after for all your results and predictions, and to let us know what you think of this new head-to-head competition this season. So until next time, enjoy the show!